look, we're in a 75 spiritual, so we're doing the inside stuff. And it doesn't always feel positive. It feels very, I'd rather do something else. If you haven't watched my video where I talk about I'm kind of a hater and God works through that. So yesterday I told y'all that's what I'm focused on. I'm looking for situations where I get pissed off or petty, or somebody irritates me, or I see something and I feel like people are copying me, or I feel some type of attack, right? And had a couple yesterday. I told y'all about that initial response. My initial response was I was pissed off. Um, I really like the way I handled the situation though, because I did handle it with calmness. I was calm. I was able to articulate the reason why I felt upset. So I dug a little deeper. I felt like a boundary was crossed. So I handled the situation with grace, expressed myself, felt like I was heard, and then also felt like the other person received what I was saying and it made sense to them. So then I dug a little deeper, and I feel like the boundary, this is outside. I'm not going to go back and have a conversation with them about this, but I feel like the boundary was put in place out of a fear of control, like wanting to control something. And it's really trauma response. And so I'm deciding whether or not I want to continue with this boundary intentionally, and if it makes sense for me to continue to have, which I think it will, but I'm not sure. So still kind of processing that. There was another situation. It was another social media thing I saw, and I was like, I was just like, I didn't like it. We being honest, right? I didn't like it, and I felt like, I don't know. I still need to do the work around that. I still need to do the work around that. But I made a list. That's crazy. I have a list of things that I need to deal with. This is why people stay where they are, because, baby, listen, it's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable, but that is what we're doing here. We are doing the uncomfortable things. And so I don't know if I can do these in shorts, because the time that it's taken for me to like talk through the situation or circumstance is longer than 3 minutes. So these might be like, I don't know, daily chit chat vlogs. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. If that's something that you think would be helpful, I don't know. I still might just post them. I don't know. Maybe I'll post them on TikTok, because I don't want to throw my algorithm off. Like, I really want YouTube to work for me versus me working for the algorithm. And so when I give it content that's not clear, or it's like too many things, I can see how it deviates. So I may do these on a channel that I feel like is not already consistent. Anyway, this is me talking through the stuff. And this is also me trying to avoid dealing with the stuff. Okay, so maybe I'll just talk through it now. Okay, so what I feel like is, when I saw her video or the social media post, what I didn't like about it was I just kept thinking, you are all over the place. Like, you post this and this and this, and you're all over the place. Um, and I don't want to be all over the place, or I get criticized for being all over the place. And social media says that you have to, not social media, but like people who talk about how to grow your channel, talk about how you can't be all over the place. And there are topics that I would like to talk about, but because of the goal that I have to build a community around this one specific idea or theme, I feel like I can't talk about this other stuff. When in fact, I can talk about the other stuff. I just have to deal with the repercussions or the consequences of not getting the views that I desire, um, or feeling like I'm not successful because I'm not getting the views. When in fact, I guess I could just reframe what success is. I mean, I do that in other situations. So, do I have to determine whether or not a video is successful based on the views? Can I determine that it's successful based on me feeling like I'm expressing myself and me feeling like I'm able to share the things that are on my heart? But then I battle between, okay, if that is my desire for me to feel like I'm sharing the things that are on my heart, that I'm sharing myself, then am I okay with feeling like I'm all over the place? Or am I okay with other people thinking that I'm all over the place? Do I care what they think? Yeah, I do. I need to not, but I do. Okay. So me looking at her feeling like she's all over the place is really me being kind of envious that she is being all over the place. And to some degree, I feel like she's still successful. So, how do I want to proceed? Ugh. Because part of me would have to let go of the idea that I need to be so specific around the content that I produce on my YouTube channel. Or I could create a YouTube channel just for my rants or random things. So it doesn't mean that I have to produce the content on this channel and publish it on this channel. But I also am feeling, I want to feel that sense of connection. And I wouldn't have that if I post it on another channel where I don't have some of the people that I have been getting engagement with. Whoo, child. Okay. What do I want to do? I definitely like the structure of continuing to post this stuff. The war on gluttony, the spiritual side of things. Okay. Can I post the topics that I want to talk about and relate it to the spiritual side of weight loss and that perspective? Would I still feel all over the place? This is why, because I've seen people build a community around a specific niche and then get to this place where they want to deviate, and then it doesn't do as well. Like, I can tell they don't get as much traction. Um, hmm. This is a lot, y'all. Okay, so what would I say to someone else? Expressing yourself is good. Will I get the fulfillment of expressing myself outside of social media? Does it need to be a post? Does it need to be a video? Can it be another way that I channel this energy? Maybe I will have a diary, a channel that is a video diary of the things, to where I can go on, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. And it's just a plethora of things. And I can keep the spiritual side of weight loss, the war on gluttony, that focus. Is that going to be too much for me to handle? Am I adding things on my plate unnecessarily? I need to weigh this out, y'all. I need to weigh this out because I'm not sure. My gut says This is just a feeling. Don't make these alterations because of the feeling. My gut says she is doing something that I desire to do. That is what triggered me. And I'm also thinking that I don't have to change anything, just the acknowledgement that I want to express myself in more than one way. And I need to find a way to do that. So I don't need to make a new channel. I don't need to necessarily post any videos. I could potentially just make videos here. And if I decide to post them and they're relevant to my channels, I could post them. But capturing the thoughts that I'm having, the ideas that I'm having, the conversations that I'd like to have, I think that is ultimately my desire. So maybe I don't need a YouTube. Maybe I need a podcast because it's just my voice. And I want to be able to talk through a situation. And I can talk about whatever I want to talk about on the podcast and not worry about the algorithm for YouTube. And it's still a way people can listen in if they like. Okay. So, solution: express myself, show up fully, share the things that I want to share, talk about the things that I want to talk about when I want to talk about them, and put them in the world. And for me, in this situation, that is doing the podcast. Okay, so you see how the one thing that happened with the post, how initially it could look like a whole bunch of other stuff. And even our minds will have us try to come to some other type of conclusion. And then I had to work through all that because I'm like, no, I'm not adding more stuff to my plate. I've already decided what I'm doing on YouTube. I'm not deviating from that. I know I need to be, like, I desire to be consistent. And I know, like, I feel a knowing that that is the lane on YouTube. This is, that lane, the war on gluttony is the lane. But I had to work through all of that because that felt like the only solution. When in fact, the real thing that I desire is to express myself. And she's expressing herself. She's just doing it in a way that I don't want to do. Well, that doesn't work for me. But it don't need to work for me. But you see how her whole circumstance triggers something that I need to deal with in myself? Because I saw something that I thought she was all over the place when it's really, I see her expressing herself. And that to me is something I'm not doing fully. And that's what I need to do. So I got to figure out how I'm going to post this video. This may be the only video that I post. I am likely going to find another way to express myself. And I'll continue to do maybe little clips on the shorts. To do the 75 days spiritual. But these longer form things are going to have to be, like, I'm deciding they're not going on my channel. They're going to go somewhere else. Where? I don't know yet. Likely a podcast. I already started a podcast. The podcast is it Coffee with Cofia? I think it's Coffee with Cofia. And so I think I have 2 episodes up already. And so what I'll do is just go on there and reintroduce myself and just upload the episodes. That's what I'm going to do. All right. One situation down. I think we have the other boundary situation. I haven't dealt with that fully. And then being uncomfortable at the funeral. I need to deal with those things. And what I can do is I can record. And those will be my podcast episodes. Me working through my stuff. So yeah, have an amazing day.